Hey Card Pack, this is Justin Holiday of the Indiana Pacers. Welcome to the Sports Card Consultant Show. First of all, you better get my rookie card. It's gonna blow up. Second, thanks for supporting the show and being awesome. Enjoy.
Hey, what's going on, Card Pack? Today we're going to go over the top 10 basketball cards that had the most sales over the last 7 days. So these were the hottest selling basketball cards over the last 7 days, and that's very important to look at periodically because it tells you what the market's buying, what's most in demand. That really, really matters. And there's some interesting stuff on this week's list. There's some red, there's some green, there's a mix of players. You'll want to stick around and go through it with me. This audio will be on the podcast. In case you can't watch videos, you can always go listen to the audio. And if you're driving or working out or something, can't watch a video, link in the description for the podcast. Join the Card Pack newsletter. All the cards that I think are buys from this video, I will send out to the Card Pack newsletter, and they typically get those about 30 minutes before I publish this video. Join the Sports Card Society. It's only $12.99 a month, $129 a year. You get a video every day. About a 5-minute video showing the card, why I'm buying it. These are my absolute best picks of the day. That's what this is. So, for instance, some that I've sent out, this Chipper Jones was $70 in January. Today it's going for $180. $180 for this Kobe in January. Today it's $600. This LeBron, $175 in January. Here it is at over $700 today. Plus, you get access to the private Discord group, which is filled with very smart and active and intelligent investors. Excellent community to be part of. And if you want to be able to find, if you want to learn how I'm able to find cards like this, undervalued cards that is, get the Delta Factor. Link for that also in the description. It's a course I put out, about 7-8 videos long, about 3-4 hours of content. It also comes with a couple bonuses like a free month of the Sports Card Society and a year access to the private Discord group. Seriously, the private Discord group is fantastic. I can't overstate that. The people in there are excellent, and the community of it and everything is just excellent. And the Delta Factor course is great too. Links for everything in the description. Let's dive into the content. Make sure you subscribe, click that notification bell, and lightly tap that like button. Here we are in the Market Movers tool. I went into sales volume by card, not player by card. Player would have shown us the accumulation of a player's cards and showed us which player overall, amongst all their cards, sold the most. But I chose to go with sales volume by card today, so we can see which individual cards sold the most. You can see the top two down here. Basketball PS10 last 7 days. Number one on the list is Zion. His 2019 Prizm pop count of 16,000 with 91 sales on the week. He was slightly down. I think it was about 3%. We're pulling up the chart here. Happy Saturday to you. March Madness is in full swing. Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it fantastic that March Madness is back? It's actually going on because we didn't get it last year. And this time last year, literally to the day, we were all full on pandemic. The button got hit, boom. And lockdown and all that stuff was soon to ensue. It's been a year, guys. It's been a year. But we got March Madness. We have real NBA basketball going on. We have baseball about to kick off on April 1st. We have free agency in football. Things overall in the sports world are mostly back to normal. Knock on some wood. All right, let's dive in here. Zion, to start the week, was at 688. It has taken a swing down. Lowest sale, 655. So it's not a huge dip. It's a little less than 5%. Latest sale of the beast, $666. Dollar bills, y'all. What is that? Down 3% to start the week. Let's pull this one back 60 days, folks. Let me get some coffee while this loads. Interesting. So 60 days ago, $725 went down, hit a low of 550, 543, and then there's one at 571. So it definitely got solidly under 600. And this is a card that was at one point pushing 1,000. And then it's worked its way back up to 722, basically getting back up to where it was 60 days ago. And now it's been swinging down. That's interesting. How do I feel about this card? I feel, let's pull back even a little further. Am I buy, sell, or a hold on this card? Let's pull back 90 days. Because I'm Zion is definitely growing on me. So here we are. It was really up there. I thought you got close to $1,000, if not $1,000, and it swung down. So that was at the beginning of the season. And it swung down all the way to that, went about 50%, and then it started swinging back up here. Now the Pelicans, let's refresh this. I don't think the Pelicans have much of a chance. Oh, whoops. Pelicans are 11, so I mean, technically they have a chance to get into the play-in because, again, 7 through 10 are going to be play-in spots for the playoff spots. They're going to play against each other to see who gets the 7 and 8 spots. 7 through 10 are going to play against each other. Could Pelicans bust into that? There's plenty of time for that. You can't count them out. It's just interesting because, like, the Grizzlies, I don't know if they're going to make up games or what, because they had all those games postponed or whatever due to COVID of teams, etc. So I don't know. That's why they've played less games about 4 less games than everybody else, basically. 4 or 5 games less than the Pelicans. Or no, 3 less games than the Pelicans. But nonetheless, so I don't know. So the Pelicans could make it in. So the question is, am I a buyer on this? If I'm a buyer on this, I am looking to sell it before they can be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. From the play-in, rather. Well, if I got to think about it that hard, probably not. I want to buy it, but anyways. Kevin Porter Jr., 2019 Prizm. He's number 2 on the list. By the way, Zion had 91 sales on the week. Kevin Porter Jr., 82 sales on the week. So this is number 2. Pop count of 1564, down 3.5%. So this is Kevin Porter Jr.'s rookie. There's been a little bit of hype coming in for him for a while here, for the last, I don't know, couple weeks or so, because he got, he was playing in the G League, and then he got promoted to the actual team, the Rockets. I don't know what's going down here. Let's try loading that again. My internet's been having some issues, so this may be an internet issue. If this doesn't load real quick, I might just have to stop the video and record it later. No, it looks like it's working all right. 182 to start the week. Went down to 162. That's down 10%. But then the latest sale is 175, down 4%. This is a card I was saying to sell last time I had it up, which I think was about a week ago. Because, well, let's look at the 60-day chart. I'll show you why. And I had a lot of you like hating on me for that. Like, no, KPJ is going to be the next great player. He's really great. He's great. I don't disagree with you. But that's not the point of what's going to sell cards here. Look at this chart. It's not like it's just going to keep going up. I can see that it's gone up enough. Like here it is, not even a month ago, at $73, and then it swings up to 180. It went up like 2.5x. That's probably about the top. That's why I was saying sell, because that's probably about the top of where it's going to go. It's going to go sideways or down from here, and if it goes up, it's not going up much more. That's why I was saying sell. Not that KPJ is not a good player. It's that this is about card investing, and just because you're a good player, that doesn't necessarily mean something. KPJ, and I responded to most of you, I said I like him, but because of where his price is at now, I'm not buying. I'm definitely selling because this is an investment thing. You're going to make your money here. Odds are you were holding it back. You had it back here at 70, and now you're at 180. The Rockets are terrible. They're not going anywhere. KPJ had hype going on because he got to come in and people wanted to see him. You guys, you people that are like, KPJ's great, you're the ones hyping it up, and that's cool. That's what happens. But this is the top. That's why I said sell. I'm going to be buying him in the off season because this is the top. He's not going to go any higher than this for the rest of the season. Even if he has a 50-point game, sure, there might be a little spike, but there isn't much upside left for the season for him because the Rockets are terrible. They're not making the playoffs. They're terrible. How many games in a row did they lose? Guys, it's not about the players being good, right? It's not like I can go buy LeBron at any time and then I just make money. I mean, actually, technically with LeBron, it doesn't really matter when you buy him. Eventually, it's going to go up from where you bought it. But we're looking to time stuff. And this was the top. And that's why I said sell. I hope that makes sense. I'm not buying KPJ right now. Nope. I probably wouldn't buy him for the rest of the season. Because look at this. This is just too much. This doesn't make any sense for the rest of the season because the Rockets are terrible. And there's nothing he can really do to make his cards go much higher than that. Unless he goes on some crazy streak. He gets like 7 40-point games in a row. Yeah, it's going to go higher. But I'm looking at probability. And probability, these things that really can drive his market up more than 2.5x in a couple weeks, few weeks. It's just so unlikely. So that's why. So I'm still a sell on this. It's still up here. I'm selling, and I'll buy it back in the off season for, honestly, it'll go under $100. I'd rather just buy it in the off season. So sell. Next, John Morant, 2019 Prizm, pop count 14,283, 81 sales on the week, up 11.6%. Baby. Okay, started the week 377, boy. Then jumped up to 432. That's curious. Then worked its way down to 404. Latest sale of 421. Let's pull it back 60 days. That's an interesting spot for the week to start. I want to see what was going on there. By the way, if you like this market movers tool that I'm using, by far the most important thing, most valuable thing, makes me the most money more than anything in sports card investing is this market movers tool. I'll leave a link in the description for it. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month or your first year, whichever subscription you choose. This card overall has just been going down. 60 days ago it was 679, hit a high of apparently about 800 some. Those are quite big spikes. This is when he was injured, so people were like hyping him up. Because when you don't play, your cards go up. Hence playing in the off season. Here we are going down, going down, going down. It's still just going down. I can't. I mean, it's not going down. It's not like crazy. Like over here, it's 440, a month ago. And here it is at 420 a month later. Like it's pretty flat. And where are the Grizz in the playoff contention? They're in a playing spot. Jaw, honestly, has been a little disappointing. Let's pull him up real quick. Pull up his stats. Let's take a look. He's only averaging 19. What's that about? Last year he averaged almost 18. Now he's averaging 19. That's it? That's it? Minutes played about the same. Rebounds are less. Assists are the same. Let's go pull up the season. I mean, I like Ja. I'm just a little disappointed in how much he doesn't score. Like, where's points? Here we go. He has not had a 20-point freaking game since he came back. Well, wait, that's not all of it. Let's keep looking. He has. Never mind. Maybe I'm being a little harsh, but it just seems like every time I look, he's getting like some mid-team game. 14, 13, 15, 16. Well, he didn't play much there. 16, 12, 15, 16. And I'm like, come on, man. How are you scoring less than 20? But you're supposed to be the main scorer on your team. What is this? These 35s were good. But then, like I said, back here, nothing but teens. Well, he's coming back from injury. Well, maybe. I mean, he still played 30-plus minutes. He didn't hurt his hand or his arm or his wrist for shooting. So I don't know. That's interesting to me. And the reason that is because he needs to have big games to create hype. Hype is what drives cards up, man. That really is. So it's flat. I don't see it going much lower. And it looks like they might make the playoffs. So you know what? I think I'd be a buy on this card because I just don't see much downside. I just don't see much downside on it for the remainder of the season. Now, I would be looking to get out before the playoffs start. Okay? Before the play-in starts, I would be selling this card. Even if it ends up being a bit of a loss, I'm going to sell it because when the offseason comes, this card's going to go down even more from wherever it's at. Now, I don't know if it's up here at 700 when they're out of the playoffs or when their season's done, or maybe it only goes down to 400 in the offseason. I don't know. But maybe it goes under 400 in the offseason. But right now, for the remainder of the season, I'd be buying this card. Yeah, I'd be buying it because I just don't see much risk, but I do see upside. Because as we get into April, closer to actual May, which is when playoffs are, this stuff's going to start ramping up. So I'd be selling this card in the next month and a half. Yeah. So let's see let's make sure he's going for those prices on eBay. I'm going to have to speed this video up because we got 7 more people to get to, and I really spent a lot of time on Ja. Come on, internet. So here we got it pulled up, this nice refined search here, but since every single listing on eBay has the word Prizm in it, it's still hard to refine. I'll leave a link in the description for this so you can sort through it some. That's not what I wanted to do. Actually, what I like to do on these ones is put in the number. And what is the number? Number 249. So let's just type in 2019 Prizm, Ja Morant, PSA 10. Damn it, what was the number? 249. Goodness. Do some buy it nowsies. All right, looks like the lowest one I see is about right, about 430. That seems about right. 430. Any of you got best offer on you? You got a best offer, you can make an offer there. See, I'll put a link in the description for that. So I'm going to buy on it because I just don't see much downside. But I do see upside. I could see this card, if they go on a bit of a run or they get to the play-in, or as the hype builds and they stay in the play-in contention, I can see this card going to like $600. They're still in this lull period, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of season left. Next on the list, LeBron James, 2018 Revolution base. Pop count of 59.23. 74 sales on the week, up 25%. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know that I don't necessarily love these types of cards. These LeBron Modern Laker ones. Just because they move kind of funny and they're harder to predict. I don't even have a picture here. So it started the week at 55, went up to a high of 69, latest sale of 66. Let's pull it back 60 days. By the way, yesterday I did a video, an in-depth look at LeBron James rookie cards. It was a really good video. It had some very good information in it, but for some reason it has way less views than my normal videos. I was surprised by that. Go check it out. It's a really good video. There are some real good insights in there. I just did it yesterday. We found some really good undervalued LeBron rookie cards. You'll want to go check it out. See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about with these Laker LeBrons. They're bipolar as F. I mean, what are you going to do? Buy it at 54 and sell it at 70? I mean, if you want to. I just don't want to get that. Doesn't that movement kind of make you want to vomit? Like, it's just shaking a bottle. I don't want it. I just don't. I've been part of it, and I just don't want to be part of it. I would sell that. Well, you can hold it. I'd sell it or hold it. Because as we get closer to the playoffs, LeBron's going to go up. And as we get into the playoffs, LeBron's going to go up. But I would sell in the playoffs for him, like after round 1 or something, or maybe even before the playoffs. Because cards, just because a team's in the playoffs, doesn't mean their cards go up. As a matter of fact, their cards kind of tend to go down no matter what in the playoffs. They have spikes up here and there for big games and stuff like that. But anyways, next on the list, RJ Barrett, 2019 Prizm. 73 sales on the week, pop count of 56.25, up 6%. Interesting. I wonder if I'd be a buy on this one. Because again, if it's sitting in that same kind of position as that Ja Morant was, because the Knicks, where'd I go here? The Knicks, where am I? Oh, East. Knicks. See, they're number 7. I mean, so I feel really good about them at least being a play-in, if not a play-off, straight up. But I would be selling before the play-in. RJ, pop count of 56.25, started the week at 150, high sale 167, latest sale 125. Let's pull it back 60 days. So, yeah, it's been going down, 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 down until the 25th of February, and then it's been working its way up. Now, this dip, this one off sale is weird to me. I don't know what that's about. I expect the card's going for more like 150, 160. We'll go to eBay and take a look. Because like as you can see, let's pull back 30 days now so you can get a closer look to see. Let's zoom in on that. It's just kind of been going up. And I don't see that stopping, really. And I'd be looking to sell it. And that's what I expect the John Morant to do. Of course. What's his card number? 250. I'm actually going to manually type this one in. 2019 RJ Barrett. But Prizm. It's 250, right? So 300. Get out of town. Get out of town, hombre. 300. Man, not interested in selling right now. 170. See, like I said, I figured they'd be a little bit higher than I even thought. A little bit higher than I even thought. I'm a little surprised by that since the latest. Well, what was that sale before the dip one? 167. All right. I mean, look at this. On the 6th, it was 132. Right? Then it goes up to 143 on the 7th, and it just works its way up. And overall, over the last 30 days, it's up 32%. I don't see why this, because you can see it's a pretty nice, smooth trajectory here. I don't see why that would really stop. This one-off sale is just silly, because as you can see, nothing's even close to for sale for that. Everything is about where it probably should be. I'd be a buy on this, because I expect it to go up another 30% over the next month, and maybe up to 50, maybe even accelerate because we get closer to the playoffs. So I can see this card going up about 50% leading up to the play from now to the play-in or playoffs. So that would be a nice $80, $90 gain. That's a good profit, and most people can afford that. And I don't see much downside to it. But again, I would get out of it before the playoffs start, before the play-ins start, depending. If the Knicks are straight up in the playoffs, don't have to do a play-in, then maybe wait till the play-ins are over. But you don't need to time it perfectly. I'd just be looking to sell a little bit before the play-ins. So I'll leave a link in the description for this one too, because I'd be a buy on that. LeBron 2019 Mosaic, 65 sales on the week. Pop count of 1546, down 4.7%. You can probably take a guess at that card if I'm going to be a buy, sell, or hold. It's giving us a little trouble coming up. Doesn't really matter to me because I am not buying that card. So here I pulled up the LeBron. Started the week at 65, went down to 54, and then jumped up to 64. What do you think this chart's going to look like? What do you think it's going to look like? We've pulled back 60 days. What do you think it's going to look like? It's violent. It's violent. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's violent. So overall, it's going up. Yes. If you had this card, I would probably actually hold it. But I would just put it up on eBay for a price. Like right now, latest one sold for 63. I'd probably put it up for like $90 and just wait for someone to take it because I think it will work its way up. It's just not one I really want to get involved with because, again, it's just so bipolar. It's like this is what for raw cards, this is what a raw card chart looks like, basically. Because the price differences will be so dramatic, so quickly. The frequency is just insane on a raw card because condition. People plan on grading them. So they look at it and they're like, yeah, that looks like a PSA 8 to me. They see dings on the corners, but then they see one that's perfect, and they're like, yeah, I'll overpay double for that. And they're like, yeah, that one's got some dings. Oh, I don't know what that is. I'm going to pay half of that. And then up and down and up and down. And for some reason, these LeBron cards do that. With that being said, I would probably buy them in the offseason because they get so low. But I would be a hold on that one. Next on the list, Luka 2018 Prizm, pop count of 16,200. 64 sales on the week, down 5%. Let's wait for her to pull up here. So here it is. Started the week at 1387. Has definitely gone down. 1250 lowest sale, latest sale at 1292. This Prizm's really had a hard time getting above this floor. Let's pull it back 60 days. This kind of 1,200, 1,300 floor. Here it was 1,650 on the 22nd of January, then went down to 1,284 there, and it's kind of been going up and down, but kind of overall sideways, if not a little bit down. And it's funny, right? Because Luka, excellent player, and their team is winning now, and they're looking good. So I'm a buy on this one because I think it's just a matter of time before this goes back up to 1,600. I think it'll get back up to 1,600 plus by the time the season's over, and that's just profit, and I would sell it right before the playoffs. You're catching my MO, my strategy, my typical habit, my pattern. Let's go to eBay and see what we can find. What number? 280. I'm just going to straight up type that one in. 280. Teen Luka Prizm, the unknown member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Damn it, what number? 280. Let's go. Buy it now. 750. All right, whatever. Here we go. Those are gems. Those are gems. Those are gems. That's not even a thing. 1,400. I'd be a buyer on this one. I don't think I'd want to pay more than 1,350. From what I see over here, we'll go back to the chart. There's one that went for 1,345, 1,342, and then it's taken this dip, 1,250, 1,292. I think just like down here, where you saw it dip down to 1,365, and then it shot up to 14, and it kind of went down. It's going to go back up. I don't know if it's going to follow this pattern, because you can see it looks a lot similar to this. And go back up, But I think I don't want it at 1,400. I don't know if I'd want to pay more than 1,300. I'll put a link in this in the description. But I don't want to pay more than 1,300 for this card. 1,325 probably. So you can make an offer on these. I'll put a link in the description for them. Next on the list, LeBron James 2019 Prizm. He's got 3 Lakers cards on this list. 62 sales on the week. Pop count of 76.65. Up 1% on the week. I'm just going to skip the LeBron, actually, because you know what my stance is going to be. I'm going to be a hold or sell on this, probably a hold, and look to sell around when the playoffs start. Next on the list, Luka Doncic 2019 Prizm. So this is his second year Prizm. 54 sales on the week. Pop count of 52.30. Down 16.6% on the week, putting it under $100. So there it was at 114 7 days ago. Then 121 was the high, and then it's been kind of ticking down to 97. Let's pull it back 60 days and see what we can find. So here it was. It was at 136 60 days ago, and it worked its way down to somewhere around $100 in February, and it's been kind of going up, and now it's kind of gone back down to $100 again. I can understand if you want to buy this. And you're thinking, you just said buy the Prizm rookie, so might as well buy the second year Prizm because that should go up too, right? And I think it will. I just don't know if I want to get involved with it. It is pretty low compared to, because it was going for up here, 127. Now it's taking a dip. Maybe that is pretty low. Maybe I am a buy on this one, actually. Let's go to eBay, see what we can find. $104.99 our best offer, so the prices are in the right spot. And what did we say the pop count was? 4230. If you don't know what pop count is, by the way, it's this card in the grade PSA 10. It's how many exist in the PSA 10 form. My buy on that? I'm gonna say I'm a buy on that if I can get it for under $100, because I think there's a good chance it can get up to 140, 150 by the time the playoffs roll around, and that's a nice little gain. StarStock may be an option for you on that too. Let's go on here and go to, well, not for a second year because they don't have second year. They're only rookie cards on StarStock. I'll put a link in the description for StarStock. Use code SportsCardConsultant for $10 free when you deposit $10 or more. And it is case sensitive, capital S, capital C, capital C. Let's go to Luka on here and see what we can find. There's this Prizm. This 10's going for $1,400, so it's not way off kilter. The A's going for $850. You're like, how is an ungraded card going for $850? I mean, it's not ungraded. It's not in a slab, not in a PSA slab, but it is graded. Because StarStock, they look these cards over and they give them their own grade. And StarStock A's, when like the latest batch that came back, because you can send these cards into PSA too if you own them here on StarStock, and you can send them in through StarStock to PSA. 92% of the StarStock A's in the last batch that went to PSA, when they came back, 92% of them were 10s or 9s. I think 40% were 10s, the 52% were 9s, something like that. 40, 50, something like that. So StarStock A is basically at least a PSA 9. So an A here would be a little bit more than a 9, I think, but it has the potential to be a 10. So that's why sometimes the A's actually go for more than the 9s. Here we are with the Optic. Interesting. So this may be a spot you want to play, although with Luka cards they're being higher priced. I don't know. I usually do this with kind of lower price cards because ones I don't want to handle and deal with and I just want to buy and sell fast. This isn't one that's really like that. Like maybe that RJ Barrett maybe is one to deal with. But anyways, I'll put a link for that in the description for StarStock. Use that code for $10 free. But I think I'm a buy on this one if I can get it for under $100. And looking to sell it around the start of the playoffs. And last on the list is Trae Young, his 2018 Prizm. Pop count of 8715. 53 sales on the week, up 0.32%. So basically flat. Started the week at 411, low sale of 404, high sale of 414, latest sale of 412. Get it, Trae. Let's pull this one back 60 days. And by the way, in the Delta Factor course, I go so much deeper on how I use this market movers tool and other data to identify buy signals. And it's just give it a shot, really. Go in here, even if you're a seasoned investor, there's stuff in here, data-wise, research-wise, that you're going to learn, that it's going to be well worth getting the course for. Plus, you get a month free of the Society. Plus, you get a year access to the private Discord group. I mean, come on. And with the Society, I send you a new card every day in video, a video showing the card and all my data and research as to why and what I plan on doing with it. Am I selling it short term? Am I flipping it long? Am I holding it long term? What am I doing? And we've been doing pretty damn well. So this card, $617 60 days ago. Now down to $400. And as you can see, it's kind of riding sideways. Here it is on the 5th of March for $400, and then $412 on the 19th. So it's riding sideways. If anything, kind of trending up a little bit. And the Hawks, where are we in the East? Okay, the Hawks number 5, they are straight up in a playoff spot right now. 8-2 in their last 10 games. Like the Hawks, they're kind of, I don't want to say they're putting it together, but they seem to be running better together now. And they're number 5 in the East. So they're like in a straight up playoff spot. So Trae Young cards, I see them going up. So I'm a buy on this because I don't see them going much lower. I'd be looking to sell around the start of the playoffs, of course. Let's sort this thing. Where are we at? 425. Because what was the latest sale? It was 400 something, right? 412. So this seems about right. 425. 447, a little high. Make an offer on this one. I'd say make an offer on some of these and try to get it for 425 or less. Maybe you can get it for 400 or less. But I'm a buy on this because Hawks are going to make the playoffs. Trae Young's good. Trae Young's exciting. I think people are just, he's a little slept on. So that's the end of the list. I'll put a link in the description to the cards that I thought were worth taking a look at. And if you join the Card Pack newsletter, you're going to get links to all those cards and alerted of them probably about 30 minutes before this video gets published. Check out the podcast. Of course, check out the Sports Card Society, sending out just fire card picks, my best card pick of the day every day. I make a special video for my members, and we have a private Discord, and of course the Delta Factor. Go get it. And the Market Movers tool, if you see how valuable this is, I'll put a link for this in the description. Use code SOCIETY for 20% off your first month of your first year. So that's what we got there. It was a really interesting list of people. Links for everything in the description, by the way. But really interesting list of people, right? I mean, we got Zion, we got Ja, we got KPJ, 3 LeBrons, 2 Lukas, an RJ Barrett, and a Trae Young in a pear tree, or however the hell that song goes. Interesting list, and there's red and green in here. But right now, it looks to me like the market it looks like it's turning to me. It looks like it's turning up because the Bears and the Bulls are fighting against each other. But the biggest numbers I see here, well, that one's pretty good size, but that's a second year. I feel like the Bulls are slightly winning here, and I feel like they're going to take off, and the Bears are going to secede and say, hey, we're going to hop on this train because I think this stuff's going up because we're getting closer to the playoffs. So that's my take. Plus, that's just kind of what historically happens in basketball cards, in sports cards. Like, there's cycles. And if you know how to read them and look for them, you can make some really good money, for sure. And it's a lot of fun. All right, hit the subscribe button, click that bell, lightly tap that like button. Card Pack, you are fantastic. Stay classy. You're awesome. See you tomorrow.